In the high stakes arena of modern leadership, time is often described as a luxury we simply don't have. And for women leading through rapid digital change, the pressure to stay tech forward can feel relentless. There's this unspoken expectation that you should already know the tools, already understand the dashboards, already be fluent in whatever new system just rolled out last quarter. But here's the truth no one says out loud. The traditional model of learning technology is broken. Blocking off a full day for training, sitting through 4-hour workshops, weekend deep dives. That model does not match the reality of a leadership calendar or the cognitive demands placed on women in leadership roles. That's where power sprints come in, and why microlearning for leaders is such a game changer. You don't need a sabbatical, you don't need a second brain. You need a system that fits into real life. A system that works when your calendar is stacked, your cognitive load is high, and invisible labor keeps showing up in places no one sees. Microlearning for leaders is that system. Short, focused learning sprints, 15 to 20 minutes, designed to build real, usable skill through repetition, application, and feedback. Not inspiration, not motivation, actual competence. And there's solid science behind why this works. Cognitive psychology tells us that the brain is incredibly efficient at forgetting. According to the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, we can lose up to 70% of new information within 24 hours if it isn't reinforced. Traditional training relies on massed practice, what we often call cramming, and it overwhelms working memory. In contrast, spaced learning, short sessions spread out over time, has been shown across hundreds of studies to dramatically improve long-term retention. Add retrieval practice, which means actively recalling information instead of passively rereading it, and learning becomes durable. In fact, recent workplace learning research shows microlearning can improve retention by as much as 25 to 60% compared to traditional formats when it's designed intentionally. So, power sprints aren't a shortcut, they're a smarter alignment with how the brain actually learns. Here's how it works in practice. A power sprint follows a simple structure, 20 minutes total. First, you define the target. 2 minutes, one sentence. For example, I will use a pivot table to summarize monthly volume by provider. Second, you learn about 6 minutes, one concept only, a short video, a quick guide, and you stop the moment you can explain it in plain language. Third, and this is the most important part, you apply. 10 minutes, you open the tool, you do the thing, on real work if possible. And finally, you lock it in. 2 minutes of retrieval practice. You ask yourself, what did I just do? And when will I use it next? That last step matters more than most people realize. Research on retrieval practice shows that the act of pulling information from memory strengthens the neural pathways you'll need later, far more than reviewing notes ever could. This is how content becomes skill. Now, here's the shift most leaders need to hear. Most people don't fail to learn because they lack motivation. They fail because the learning method doesn't match the reality of leadership work. Power sprints work because they do. Small, repeated exposures beat one long session. Active recall beats passive review. And microlearning can be rigorous when it's designed with clear goals, sequencing, and application. Short does not mean shallow. Let's talk about what this looks like with real tools. Say you're learning a new analytics dashboard. Instead of trying to learn the system, your sprint target might be I will automate a weekly report. You watch one 5-minute walkthrough. You immediately open the platform and do it yourself. And then you write one sentence. This saves me 30 minutes every Friday. That synthesis step matters. It connects learning to relevance, and relevance drives retention. Or take AI tools. A powerful sprint target might be I will build a reusable prompt for weekly stakeholder updates. You learn prompt structure briefly. You apply it by creating a template with audience, priorities, risks, and decisions needed. And you lock it in by listing the 4 ingredients from memory. Now you're not just experimenting with AI, you're building leverage. And here's something especially important for women in leadership. Tech confidence isn't just about skill, it's about psychology. Many women carry unspoken fears like, if I ask, I'll look behind. If I make a mistake, I'll confirm a stereotype. If I'm not instantly good, maybe I'm not technical. Power sprints lower the psychological cost of starting. They create fast wins. They give your brain evidence that you are capable without requiring a huge time bet. And competence, built quietly and consistently, changes how you show up. It changes how you speak in meetings, how you question data, how you hold your ground when challenged, which matters because growth often triggers resistance. When a colleague gatekeeps information or minimizes your expertise, don't defend your resume. Pivot to the work. You can say, I've identified a workflow automation that addresses our current lag. Can you clarify what makes this too complex for our objectives? If someone interrupts or tries to explain what you just explained, reclaim the floor calmly and directly. I'm not finished with this demonstration. I'd like to show the results before we take questions. If change resistance shows up as passive complaints, validate emotion, but hold the boundary. I hear that the pace feels fast. That's why we're using 15-minute power sprints to keep this manageable. This is competence confidence, and microlearning for leaders builds it. Now, if you want momentum, here's a simple 4-week approach. Week 1, pick one core skill: Excel, AI prompts, dashboards, or project tools. 3 sprints. Week 2, repeat and apply. Use the skill in a live meeting or decision. Week 3, expand one notch. Add a related micro skill. Week 4, teach it back. 5 minutes to your team, a short video, or a "here's how I did it" message. Teaching forces organization and retrieval, and it cements mastery. And finally, protect this time. Power sprints are not extra credit. They are leadership work. Say this to yourself: this sprint is part of my job. Say this to others when needed: I have a prior commitment. I can do that after 2:30. Say this when clarity matters: I'll confirm and follow up. Give me 30 minutes to verify the data. When you normalize learning as leadership, you stop treating growth like a luxury. So remember this: micro-learning for leaders isn't about staying busy. It's about becoming more influential with less friction. Small sessions, active practice, spaced repetition. That's how power sprints turn 20 minutes into lasting authority. Make sure to like, subscribe, and grab my free leadership workbook. 5 steps to communicate with calm, clarity, and confidence at powerofpeacefulness.com. Until next time, take a deep breath, embrace the present moment, and keep walking your path to peace.